Today, we will look at 6 critical mistakes confirmed by research from Harvard Medical School and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration that may be undermining your health. Pay special attention to mistake number 3, which concerns cholesterol. We will also explore the incredible benefits of eggs when consumed correctly. Mistake number 1, and believe me, it happens more often than you think. Eating them raw. This is a mistake that can literally mean the difference between life and death. And yet millions of people make it every day without realizing the danger hiding in their kitchen. Imagine this. You're at the gym, and someone offers you their secret protein shake recipe. They crack a few raw eggs straight into the blender, claiming it's the perfect way to build muscle. You think, what could go wrong? Rocky did it in the movies. But you're actually playing bacterial Russian roulette. According to the FDA and CDC, fresh eggs may contain salmonella bacteria even if the shell looks clean and intact. This happens during the egg's formation inside the hen, even before the shell develops. The CDC estimates that salmonella causes about 1.35 million infections, 26,500 hospitalizations, and 420 deaths in the US annually. The overall risk of contamination in eggs is about 1 in 20,000. But considering that Americans consumed 93.1 billion eggs in 2023, those odds become quite significant. Most infected people experience diarrhea, fever, vomiting, and abdominal cramps within 6 hours to 6 days after exposure, with illness lasting 4 to 7 days. But for vulnerable groups, children under 5, people over 65, and those with weakened immune systems, the consequences can be devastating, often requiring hospitalization and potentially leading to death. Recent outbreak data confirms these risks. As of October 17, 2024, the CDC declared an outbreak that had caused 93 illnesses and 34 hospitalizations, linked to eggs from one farm in Wisconsin. Another outbreak in 2025 affected 79 people in 7 states. The source was contaminated organic eggs. Raw eggs also contain avidin, a protein that binds to biotin and interferes with its absorption, potentially leading to a deficiency of this essential B vitamin. To safely consume eggs, cook them until both the yolk and white are firm. Egg dishes without meat should be cooked to 71 degrees Celsius, and those with meat to 74 degrees. If a recipe requires raw eggs, such as Caesar dressing, use pasteurized eggs that have been heat-treated to kill pathogens. Next is mistake number 2, interference with biotin absorption. What if I told you that your quest for the perfect protein may actually be depriving your body of an essential vitamin, creating a deficiency so insidious most people don't even notice it creeping in? This mistake is especially common among fitness enthusiasts who try to increase protein intake through raw eggs or egg white supplements. Raw egg whites contain avidin, a glycoprotein that evolved to protect against microbes. When consumed regularly, avidin binds to biotin in the digestive system so tightly that enzymes cannot break it apart. Research shows that eating 2 or more raw egg whites daily for several months can cause biotin deficiency. Biotin is necessary for energy production and metabolism. It helps enzymes break down fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. A deficiency may lead to progressive hair loss, red scaly rashes around the eyes and mouth, chronic fatigue, depression, and brittle nails. The danger of biotin deficiency lies in the fact that there is no reliable blood test to detect it. Diagnosis relies on recognizing symptoms. Many people blame early signs on stress, allowing the deficiency to worsen. The highest risk group includes athletes who often consume 6 to 12 raw egg whites per day, causing severe biotin depletion that can take months to reverse. Heat destroys the avidin protein, making it unable to bind biotin. Cooked eggs do not interfere with biotin absorption and actually contain it. For protein supplements, choose products where avidin has been neutralized. If you still choose to consume raw eggs, limit it to 1 to 2 servings occasionally and get additional biotin from liver, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens. Next is mistake number 3, cholesterol. Imagine everything you thought you knew about eggs and heart health is based on incomplete information that has changed more often than a politician during an election season. This controversy has shaped major dietary guidelines and caused both excessive restrictions and overconsumption, all due to misunderstood research. One large egg yolk contains 186 milligrams of cholesterol, making eggs one of the richest sources of dietary cholesterol. This led to decades of recommendations to limit egg intake. In the 2015 dietary guidelines, cholesterol limits were removed, stating that there is only a weak link between dietary cholesterol and blood cholesterol levels. But confusion remains. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that for most people, dietary cholesterol has less impact on blood cholesterol levels than saturated and trans fats. The liver produces about 80% of the body's cholesterol and is mainly stimulated by these harmful fats, not dietary cholesterol. However, large-scale studies have produced conflicting results. A 2019 study in JAMA found that every additional 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol, about half an egg per day, was associated with a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease and overall mortality. At the same time, several large Harvard studies involving hundreds of thousands of people found no increased risk of heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular disease among those who ate up to 1 egg a day. A recent comprehensive review found no connection between egg consumption and cardiovascular mortality, but newer research has uncovered a concerning dose-dependent pattern. Each additional egg consumed per day correlated with a 5% increase in overall mortality and a 13% higher risk of death from cancer. The key takeaway: significant individual variability. Some people are cholesterol responders and experience a sharp increase in blood cholesterol when consuming dietary cholesterol, while others have minimal response. Genetic factors, overall diet quality, and pre-existing health conditions all influence how eggs affect cardiovascular risk. For most healthy people, moderate intake, 4 to 7 eggs per week, is considered safe. But people with diabetes, existing cardiovascular disease, or elevated cholesterol should consult their healthcare provider to determine an appropriate consumption level. Next, mistake number 4, storage disasters. Imagine this situation. You buy the highest quality eggs, cook them perfectly, but due to a lack of knowledge, you create an ideal environment for bacterial growth, with just one mistake in storage that turns a healthy food into a potential trip to the emergency room. Eggs are extremely sensitive to temperature fluctuations, and improper storage creates perfect conditions for bacteria to multiply. Temperature control is absolutely critical for egg safety. Studies from the Food Safety and Inspection Service have shown that proper refrigeration can reduce the number of salmonella cases from 130,000 to 89,000 per year. Rapid cooling within 36 hours of laying at a temperature of 7.2 degrees Celsius significantly reduces the risk of salmonella illness. Eggs should be stored in the refrigerator at a temperature no higher than 4 degrees Celsius immediately after purchase. Keep them in their original carton in the coldest part of the refrigerator, never in the door, where the temperature constantly fluctuates. Temperature fluctuations can sharply accelerate bacterial growth. Never leave eggs at room temperature for extended periods. Bacteria double every 20 minutes. Cooked eggs and egg-based dishes should not remain outside the refrigerator for more than 2 hours, and when the air temperature exceeds 32 degrees Celsius for no more than 1 hour. Visual inspection helps avoid many contamination risks. Always avoid cartons with cracked eggs. They provide a direct path for bacteria. Discard any eggs with cracks, even if you discover them at home. Even microcracks compromise the protective shell. Cross-contamination during storage poses an additional threat. Raw eggs can contaminate refrigerator surfaces and other foods if they leak. Always wash your hands thoroughly after handling raw eggs and clean all surfaces with hot soapy water. Expiration dates are critically important for safety. With proper storage, eggs usually remain safe to eat for 4 to 6 weeks after the sell-by date. However, temperature violations significantly shorten this period. When in doubt, perform a freshness test. Fresh eggs sink, while old ones float. Store eggs in their original packaging rather than transferring them to the refrigerator door. The carton protects the eggs and prevents them from absorbing foreign odors. Eggshells are porous and easily absorb them. Next, number 5, allergic reactions. This is something that starts as innocently as a mild itch in the mouth, but can escalate into a medical emergency faster than you can dial 911. And the scariest part is that it can happen to anyone at any age. Egg allergy occurs in both children and adults, and ignoring early warning signs can lead to life-threatening reactions. Egg allergy involves immune system reactions to specific proteins, primarily in egg whites: ovalbumin, ovomucoid, ovotransferrin, and lysozyme. Some people react only to raw eggs while tolerating well-cooked ones. Others experience reactions regardless of preparation method. Early warning signs include tingling or itching in the mouth during eating, mild stomach discomfort within 30 minutes, barely noticeable skin reactions such as small rashes, and regular changes in bowel movements after eating eggs. These symptoms are the first signal that your immune system perceives egg proteins as a threat. Progressing symptoms indicate an escalating immune response: swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, persistent abdominal pain, regular nausea and vomiting after eggs, widespread skin reactions, and respiratory symptoms such as wheezing or difficulty breathing. Anaphylaxis is the most dangerous outcome. This is a severe full-body allergic reaction that can lead to death within minutes. Emergency signs include difficulty breathing or swallowing, rapid heartbeat with dizziness, widespread hives or facial swelling, severe stomach upset, and loss of consciousness. Egg allergy can develop at any age, even in people who previously ate eggs without issue. Cross-reactions with chicken meat, vaccines made using egg proteins, and products containing lecithin are often observed. Many people with egg allergies carry epinephrine auto-injectors in case of accidental exposure. Next, number 6, the consequences of overconsumption. There's an old saying, too much of a good thing is bad. Nowhere is this more dangerously true than with eggs, where the line between superfood and health threat is thinner than most people realize. Because eggs are heavily promoted as a superfood, many believe they can be eaten without limits and will only bring benefits. However, overconsumption creates a cumulative cholesterol load that can overwhelm regulatory mechanisms. While moderate intake may not significantly affect blood cholesterol in most people, regular consumption of several eggs a day can disrupt cholesterol balance even in those who typically don't react. Recent dose-response studies have revealed alarming linear relationships. Each additional egg per day is associated with a 5% increase in overall mortality and a 13% increase in cancer-related mortality. These findings point to a progressive rise in risk without clear safe thresholds. Overconsumption also leads to dietary imbalance. Over-relying on eggs crowds out other essential foods like omega-3 rich fish, fiber-rich legumes, and plant proteins with diverse amino acids. This lack of variety causes nutrient deficiencies. High protein loads from large amounts of eggs strain the kidneys, especially in people with pre-existing kidney issues. Multiple daily servings of eggs place excessive demands on the digestive system. This often results in chronic constipation due to low fiber, persistent bloating from sulfur-containing proteins, and nausea from nutrient overload. Current recommendations suggest 4 to 7 eggs per week for healthy individuals. Studies show that 7 to 14 eggs per week within a varied diet can benefit most people without significant risk. People with cardiovascular risk factors, diabetes, or heart disease should adopt a more conservative approach and discuss acceptable intake levels with a physician. Next, the incredible benefits when everything is done correctly. Despite all the warnings, eggs remain one of nature's most nutritionally complete foods. When consumed properly, they provide an impressive spectrum of essential nutrients in a highly bioavailable form supporting multiple bodily functions. Eggs significantly improve the intake of commonly deficient substances, including folate, important for DNA synthesis, iodine, essential for thyroid function, choline, vital for brain development, and vitamin D, important for bone health. The protein quality in eggs is exceptional. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in ratios close to human needs. High-quality proteins prevent muscle loss and may reduce the risk of physical frailty when combined with physical activity. Recent studies show promising cognitive benefits. Daily egg consumption may reduce the risk of dementia in older adults thanks to choline's role in neurotransmitter production. Research on children demonstrates striking developmental outcomes. Regular egg consumption is associated with better gross motor development scores and improved cognitive functions. Cardiovascular health indicators. Moderate egg consumption within a balanced diet can be beneficial. Large observational studies show that higher egg intake is associated with neutral effects or a modest reduction in cardiovascular disease risk. Environmental sustainability. Eggs are much more environmentally friendly than other animal proteins. Analyses show that their production requires significantly less carbon emissions, land resources, and water compared to beef, lamb, and chicken meat. A practical guide to implementing regular egg consumption into the diet. Weeks 1-2. Start cautiously with 2 to 3 eggs per week if you're new to regular egg consumption. When possible, choose eggs from pasture-raised hens. Always cook them thoroughly so that both the white and yolk are firm. Monitor your body's response, digestion, energy levels, and skin condition. Weeks 3 to 4. Gradually increase the amount to 4 to 5 eggs per week if tolerance is good. Try different cooking methods, soft-boiled, scrambled, or poached, while following safety guidelines. People with cardiovascular risks should consider cholesterol testing, starting from week 5. Healthy individuals can consume up to 6 to 7 eggs per week within a varied diet. Distribute egg intake across the week rather than eating several at once daily. Combine eggs with vegetables and whole grains for optimal nutrition. For long-term success, undergo annual health checkups, including a lipid profile, if you regularly consume eggs. Vary your protein sources to ensure nutritional diversity. Stay informed about egg safety alerts. If concerning symptoms develop, reduce consumption immediately and consult a doctor. Individual tolerance varies greatly. If you have any questions or something to say, leave a comment. You'll find more information on this topic via the links in the description under this video and on our channel.